some kind of a software where you can dump all of your leads, all of the people that you know, all of the people that you gain from Facebook, whatever, like all of the people that you want in your platform to get regular communications to and from, and to just keep them organized. They're going to have something. Our company has a couple of different options, but they actually offer a discount on Lofty. So it's only $40 a month, where 9 times out of 10, those platforms, those particular platforms, can cost anywhere up to like 900, 1,000 more per month if you're adding all kinds of different packages to them. But you definitely want some kind of online resource where you can dump all of your leads, and it can continue to communicate and keep your leads organized, but continue to communicate with them on a regular basis, whether it's sending out listings or newsletters or whatever the case may be. So that's really important to know, and take that information and go research whatever platform that is. Make sure they have something for you. Number 5, do you offer paid leads, or do you offer leads to your agents? This is a really great question. Most companies don't, some do. Some companies might offer something like phone duty, where you answer the phone for calls that come in, and you're able to answer questions for potential buyers that might call off a sign. And in that event, you might be able to turn them into a client. But that's not the most resourceful use of your time. But if they do have some kind of paid lead generation, some companies might pay for Zillow leads, or some kind of Facebook ad leads, or just whatever kind of leads that they might have. That is a good thing to know, just so that you know that, if it's an option for you, or if you need it, if you're a new agent. Number 6, is there anyone available for questions? This is really important, because sometimes as a new agent, obviously most of the time we're showing houses at night and on the weekends. Well, in the event that you get stuck with a question that you don't know the answer to, who do you call? Is there somebody at the company that you're able to call on if you have a problem, or if you have a question? Are you really just kind of on your own? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a sponsor? Like, that information is really useful to know that you're going to have support whenever you need support. And you definitely don't want to be stuck in a position where you're scared or don't know the answers to questions. Number 7, do you offer any retirement options or stocks? Very important question. Reason being, in the real estate industry, it is very unusual to see any kind of retirement opportunities, especially in small brokerages. There isn't a whole lot offered back to the agent in terms of stocks or revenue share or profit share or anything like that. So a lot of times it's just the bigger companies that are offering this type of thing. But I know that in my first, say, 10 years of being in real estate, I always felt very vulnerable, because I didn't have any kind of option for saving money for retirement or anything like that. Whereas with Real Broker, the company that I'm currently with, there is an option to opt into buying stock on each of our commissions. So like before I cap, my stock is 5%, like 5% of my commissions goes into stock, and then after the cap, it's 10% that goes into the stock. Oh, that's another really important question that I should have had at number 1. But what is your cap? So even though your percentage might be 85-15, you want to know what that cap's at during the year. So our cap at Real Broker is $12,000. So once you pay $12,000 into the company with that 15% portion that goes to them, then you're done paying them for the year, and everything else is yours, except for whatever funds you might want to put into stock. Okay, number 8. Do you have any insurance options? Another amazing question. Most real estate brokerages do not have any kind of insurance options at all. You're really on your own, with healthcare marketplace or other, things like that, or just paying full price. But there are some companies that do offer insurance, or they offer discounted insurance. And that's really important to know, especially if you are maybe moving from a company where you had insurance before and don't know what you're going to do about insurance in the future. So very important question. Number 9, do you have revenue share? So what revenue share is, let's say, for instance, I recruit. I'm using that word. We don't actually use that word in our company, because it's kind of like a no-no word. We actually use the word attract, because we don't like to recruit people. We want people to be interested in our company for what it is, for who they are, for how innovative it is. We don't want to go out and beg people to join our company by any means. But in the event that I do that, then it would be very helpful to me if I get a portion or percentage for putting that work in to attract that client to the company, and also to maybe put in some mentorship with them, or offer them some guidance or coaching or anything just to help them because they joined under me. So many companies now, especially bigger companies, do offer some form of revenue share, profit share, something like that, where you get a portion of the commission back from the agents that you attract to the company versus getting nothing at all. So what would be the incentive to grow the company in that case for you? Nothing. So it is kind of a little incentive to help grow the company and be a part of something bigger, like have some ownership in the company. Number 10, is your company local or national? Why is this important? So the reason why it is important is if it's a local company, and let's just say let's just say New Orleans. Say the company is local to New Orleans and that's it. Well, that's fine. And it may be a very wonderful company. But if you are with a national company, then you might have opportunities that you wouldn't have with a local company, like being able to refer clients out to other agents within your company, or being able to grow teams that are not just within your area or your state. You could actually grow teams or do coaching outside of just that little bubble. There's so much more opportunity, in my opinion, with a national company, because with a smaller company, you will get to a cap, you will get to a ceiling where you can't do a whole lot anymore. And I guess in terms of just kind of being local to that area. But if you're with a national company, the opportunities are just endless with what you can do with other agents, collaborating with other agents all over the country, learning things from different people from different areas. It's just kind of a magical thing to be a part of. At least for me, it is. I would think that it would be for you. Number 11, is there let's see. Oh, can't even read my own handwriting. Is everything online or is it in person? Another amazing question. Since COVID, everything has gone to online, and there are still a lot of brick and mortar companies that do everything in person, where you have to go to the office to turn in paperwork, go to the office for meetings, go to the office for, trainings, all that. And to be quite honest, the lifestyle that we lead today is so busy and so crazy that there has to be some online options for every person, in my opinion. I know some people prefer that in-person, personal touch, totally get that. Every personality is different. This is really just a what works best for you type of scenario. Personally, for me, I love that everything's online because I get to connect with so many more people, so many more amazing creators and top agents and YouTube agents, and like all these people that I wouldn't otherwise have been able to connect to if it was just a brick and mortar spot in one place. So I absolutely love the online option for real estate. It really has expanded everything that we do. And I'm just like super hopeful for the future and everything that's to come. Okay, number 12. How do I get paid and how long does it take? Okay, this is an amazing question. And by the way, there are so many questions on here that nobody ever asks, but it's a great question to ask. Because if you're still at a brick and mortar spot where you have to bring the check in to the office, like physically bring it over to your broker, that takes a lot of time. So that's going to be another trip. Whereas like with an online company like ours, I just take a picture of my check at the closing table and then it's direct deposited in a couple of days, sometimes within 24 hours. Like once they get the closing docs in, it's going to be direct deposited into my bank account. I don't need to drive across town to go turn in a check. I don't have this extra step. It's just so much easier. And in fact, it's like the title company can even wire the money over to our company so that I don't even have to show up for closing sometimes. So the way that the company is designed, I really can be anywhere in the world and nobody would know the difference. I could continue to run my company as if I was right there and no one would know any different. Number 13, what is the culture of your company like? So as a for instance, our motto at Real Broker is work hard, be kind. And we also believe in helping every agent. So in other words, if somebody were to join the company under me and I wanted to offer something just to those people, well, that's very frowned upon. We don't actually allow that at Real Broker. If you want to offer something like, some kind of, free coaching or free classes or something to agents that are just in your downline, well, then you're also required to make it available to anyone. And that's so no agent gets left behind. So it really is just a culture of collaboration. It's a very positive culture, very like forward moving culture, very just open and loving. And I absolutely love the culture there. I really do believe they embrace everyone, even people who don't embrace everyone. but we have an amazing culture. also, I always err on the side of humor if you haven't figured that part out yet. Number 14, do you have a brick and mortar location or is it totally online? Another important question. For you personally, do you prefer to be at a brick and mortar location or are you okay with just being online? This is a great question to ask because a lot of newer agents may want something that's more brick and mortar. And there are some companies that have just a brick and mortar location, some that are just online, and then some that kind of have a little bit of both. I would say that the company that I'm with Real Broker, the majority of everything is online, but we do happen to have a local office that is just kind of paid for by a group of agents that all kind of rent it together. We like having that option because there is some collaboration that goes on there that's wonderful. But at the same time, the majority of my business, probably 95% of it, I am on the go. I am at my house. I'm at a coffee shop. Oh, right now I'm in an Airbnb. This is one of my Airbnbs, which is one of my favorite places to be. So yeah, I mean, I prefer to be online, but of course I've been in the business a little bit longer and I don't mind. And a lot of the younger generations, not me, I am Gen X, but the millennials, the zennials, all these guys, they love being online. And if that is your thing, if you prefer that, then this is definitely a great place for you because all the training, all the connection, everything can be done from your computer, which is amazing to me these days. So number 15, are there any opportunities for me, like any further opportunities aside from just what we normally do? Such as, can you become a trainer? Are there other opportunities to get awards for, like, say, doing things within your community? Are there opportunities to, like at Real Broker, there are opportunities if you wanted. We also have Real Broker Title and Real Lending or Real Mortgage. And so if you wanted to get involved in that too, like if you wanted to get your mortgage license, that might be another way for you to monetize the company. So there's all these different things that you can do. Yes, you could be a realtor, absolutely. And that's kind of the main point. But there are other opportunities to do other things. Like if you want to, if you're really, really high level coach at something, then you could also be a coach or a trainer in the real university, just stuff like that. Like what other opportunities are there? What other connections are there? Those are really good things to know about. Is your company independent? Is it a franchise? Like, what's the scoop on that? I do think that's really important to know because if it is just a singular brick and mortar company, you know that you are just basically that you've got that one location. That's it. You're kind of tied to just the area that you're in, and there's not going to be a whole lot of expansion outside of that. And then, of course, if it's a franchise, that's also important to know because whenever you are doing work for the company, you are going to have to abide by whatever rules this franchise has. And you're also going to have to note that on your signage, on your, paperwork, that it's part of a franchise. It's just a question to ask because it's important. In my opinion, some of these questions won't make any sense right now, but later on down the road, they will definitely make sense to you. And it's just good information to know, especially whenever you're growing your business and your business is molding and changing and becoming something different as you expand. These questions are going to come into play and they're going to be important to know. Number 19, does your company have any affiliate partnerships like title and lending? Yes. Very good question. Small brokerages typically won't, larger brokerages will. The reason why these are kind of nice to have is because it kind of makes it kind of more like a one-stop shop. Not that you should recommend it to your clients, like obviously clients can choose whatever they want in terms of lending and title, but if they don't have someone, it does make it very easy to be kind of a one-stop shop and to have all the communications within one place. So for instance, we have Real Mortgage, we have Real Title, and there's just lots of opportunity to connect with people in that kind of way and to use it as a one-stop, one communication, make it easier for customers instead of having to go to 5 different places for 5 different things. And I'm sure that those partnerships will continue to grow as the company continues to grow and build these relationships with these other companies. And number 20, does your company offer incentives like discounts? Like discounts from companies for being with your company. I know, like for us, we do have on our website or in our back end, we have lists of partners. And if we say buy signs from a particular partner, then we might get a 30% discount on our signs. That's also really nice. So also really good to know. I know that these were a lot of different questions, more than you could possibly anticipate, but it really is just to get you in conversation with the brokers that you are trying to interview, and they're interviewing you too, of course. But these are just to get the conversation going, to understand what it's like, to make sure that you're really, you know, I guess connecting with the people, and it's a good fit for you. It's really important. So asking the more questions you can, the more you can be around these people, the better. And the bonus is that I highly recommend you going to a team meeting or a few team meetings, and maybe even some social events with the agents inside of that brokerage, so that you can get to know and see if you like the people that you'll be working with, because you'll likely be working with them for years to come. So very important to get to understand their culture, what these people are like, what the meetings are like, what, how people treat each other, how helpful they are, how positive they are, all these amazing things. I hope these questions helped you a ton. If not, then hit me up for some more questions in the comments that I can answer for you. I'm here for you. If you need anything, feel free to schedule a call with me, and I'll put links in the comments or the description below. Have an amazing week.